So now we're going to talk about weapons. Weapons aren't super common in this version of Nexus, but they are out there. You're going to find them in the weapon crates, and some of the helots may sneak them into the barge before the fight begins. So weapons are all going to have their own weapon cards. And a weapon card is going to have the description, it's going to tell you about the ammo, the draw and the store cost, line of sight, optimal range, all the information that we've talked about in previous videos. But I'm going to kind of go over all of it again here, so we've got like one central place to talk about weapons. So, ammo. Different weapons are going to have different amounts of ammo in them. For example, a net is a one-shot weapon. You get one chance to do something with this weapon, and then it's gone. But, on the other hand, you've got a ranged weapon that has 2 shots in it, so you can use this one twice before it's depleted. Now, each weapon's going to have a draw and a store cost, and that's going to be an AP cost. And what this means is your helot, when you are armed with your weapon, is going to be in an armed state. Now, different weapons have different penalties when armed. For example, with a net, no melee attacks while armed with this weapon. So that means as long as you have this armed status while you're holding your net, your helot cannot perform melee attacks until you spend the action points required to store it, or for no action, you just drop the weapon onto the ground and then it's lost forever. Nobody can come pick it up. You can't pick it back up later. So you're just going to take the card and you're going to discard it if you decide to drop that weapon. Some weapons need line of sight. Look at the combat video to learn more about that. Some weapons are going to have an optimal range. Again, go look at that combat video to learn more about optimal range. Some weapons are going to have damage, some weapons are going to have effects. That's going to be listed on the card. What makes a ranged weapon different than melee attacks is it's a hit or miss mechanic. So you either hit something or you miss it. If you hit something, then that effect and that damage that's listed on the weapon card is going to be the damage that is inflicted upon the helot, or the effect that's inflicted upon the opposing helot. So with your melee attacks, you're looking at the damage as being the difference between the dice rolls, but with ranged attacks, it doesn't work like that. The damage is whatever the damage is on the card. Some weapons are going to have durability, some weapons are going to have ammo, so your ranged weapons will have a certain amount of shots that it's good for before you have to just discard the card, and then your melee weapons are going to have durability. A melee weapon's durability goes down whenever attack is successfully defended. So as long as you're landing hits with your melee weapon, you're not going to be losing any durability, but whenever an attack is defended successfully by the opposing helot, then your melee weapon is going to lose 1 durability. Your ranged weapon, every time you use the ranged weapon, that's going to use up 1 of the shots. Shields are a little bit different. They're going to protect a specific body location. And whenever a shield is used for that purpose, meaning the player landed a successful attack and that shield was protecting that body location, whenever that happens, that shield's going to lose 1 durability. But when it comes to weapons, all the information that you need is going to be on the back of each one of these weapon cards.